And this is how podcasts were born.
Actually, you're listening to a simulation at this moment.
That's part of what the lunatics love about this, is the free-flowing nature of the conversation. Hey, new sponsor.
Ricolin. Can podcasts get canceled? So
they really have. Lou, as I'm going through my day, in meetings and in busy places like malls and on public transportation, the lunatics just tell me that they miss the show.
Oh, that's great. I've been pretty holed up. When you go out in public,
you glossed right over the fact that none of that is true. I'm not going on public transportation. I'm still in the bunker, folks. I mean, I basically haven't left the bunker.
Well, as you know, prior to becoming famous, I was taking precautionary measures and was wearing a mask to stop getting recognized on public transportation. So I've been wearing a mask for months.
We talked yesterday about the virtue of and danger of being known as a regional celebrity. And, the online stalking is really no more or less painful than the real life version, or what we used to call the real life version.
Yeah. Well, it seems like I could dive in now that we've heard the music. I can be like, well, here we are.
Once again,
digitally. I mean, both of us are nearly digital natives, right?
Well, you more than me.
Yeah, I've evolved into one more than you have, but let's not forget you had internet access.
That's my racist joke.
Oh, yeah.
You're slowing. There must be a lag time on this thing.
There could be. Yeah, there needed to be some emphasis on the native part. But what's interesting about that is my dad has access to faster internet than I do right now.
Really?
Yeah, the entire reservation has actually been outfitted with fiber, high-speed fiber. Yeah, I do have fiber, but not to the speeds that that the entire reservation has access to now, which is actually, I gotta say, pretty amazing.
Well, doctors recommend a fair amount of fiber, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. For everybody involved. Yeah.
You could also just take some Thrive, and that'll help you as well in the fiber department. So look me up. We got your hookup. This stash isn't going to thrive itself.
Yeah. Just check out hotlou.com. I think there's a section to get in touch with you, but if there isn't, we'll try to get that fixed. That
would seem like an oversight, Lou.
Hey, it's not like things write themselves here. We're only a year into doing the show.
The show notes are being written as we speak.
There's a long to-do list, but it seems like now's a really good time to introduce the show. My name is Lou Abramowski, or somewhat virally known as Hot Lou. And
I am sheltered in place Mike Franklin.
This is the Hot Lou Happy Hour. And we're going to do something a little bit different today. Because as we mentioned in the very first show, we're trying to really find the balance between not making light of a very serious situation while also trying to find the levity in it and trying to keep spirits upbeat, not necessarily by, ensuring everybody that the worst of this is all behind us or, being overly optimistic, but instead, I think just find a little bit of humor in everything that's going on. And, given that we run one of the largest volumes of dad jokes in the universe, which you can find at facebook.com/dadjokeeveryday. We thought we might share a couple of memes. I share this with the caveat that, and I've gotten a lot of, I think a fair amount of, what's the word I'm looking for here? little bit of traction, or gosh, I'm losing it now. Hang on.
Oh, there you go. See, you just needed a little thinking
cheers.
fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cheers. Yep.
Yeah.
Got my
everybody.
surly today, Lou.
Oh wow! Holy cow! I haven't checked in with Omar to see how he's doing, but given that they are the behemoth, I hope they're doing just fine. But
that's right.
Yeah. Anyway, where I was going to go with that is, the last thing any of us needs is for anything to go viral right now. But we're going to share a whole bunch of memes today. Yeah. Like I said, I've been using that one for about a week now, and I think I'm getting as much volume out of that one as I can. But Mike and I are going to share our screens here. And if you want to participate and share some memes in the comments, or some links to that stuff, we're trying to watch best as we can. So, or if you've just got a couple of different things you want to share too, knock yourself out. But we just wanted to dive into a couple of these things and have a little bit of fun today. So
absolutely.
Are we ready?
I don't know. I think so. I think I know how to do this. Okay. You want me to go first?
Sure. Let's see what ends up happening here.
All right. So I'm going to click share, and I'm watching on my little delayed action screen down here.
Yeah.
So as you can see, can you see my screen?
So I can see your screen, but I'm watching the live delay as well. So I'm waiting like another 10 seconds. But yeah, so right now it's your screen for
there we go. I see it.
Most people. And then the person speaking is like a little thumbnail in the corner. Yeah.
So this one came kind of early. And this, of course, is a reference to National Lampoon's Vacation. My default option is that anything with John Candy is just inherently funny. Rest in peace. But this is one of the first memes. Now, I have a lot of these memes, Lou. So as you know, I procure these jokes and I kind of store them up for Facebook distribution. I've stepped it up. There's more than one per day lately. So I'm not going to go through every one, in particular the ones that have been on Facebook already. But there's some real good ones. There's a couple that are a little touchy too. That the lunatics today are going to get special access to the things that actually do get caught up in my filter. I do have one, contrary to public belief.
Well, I'm about to share my screen because we didn't share these things with each other.
No.
So these are being revealed in live time, but this is the one that. The caption here is "They think we went extinct." So it just so happens to be very related here, but yeah, I don't know. Should we probably be describing these memes? Will that be just utterly intolerable for the audience to actually describe them?
I would think that if you are, you mean for the listening audience?
Yeah, because we're going to be republishing the audio from this onto the hotlou Show as a podcast. So,
well, this might not be the episode for you, fellow lunatic. You may want to, because some of these, I don't want to describe a meme, because if you have to tell the joke, then it's no longer funny, Luke.
Yeah,
if you have to describe the joke, it's no longer funny. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, for what it's worth. Mike's meme was about a moose telling everybody in Minnesota that everything's closed. And then I just happened to recall something that I saw, I think earlier today. Yeah. Where there's what looked to be a bunch of elk just sitting out in the street in maybe Japan, with the caption that says "They think we went extinct." But I also wanted to share this one because I've seen this one kind of circulating all around that today's drink special is the Quarantini, and given it's the hotlou happy hour. I wanted to say cheers.
It seems appropriate. I think I may have one that's appropriate as well. Let me see if I can share my screen again. Oh, yeah, I can't while you're doing it.
Yeah, but I think you can take over without my permission, right?
I don't know. That seems rude. How do I do
You
that?
have my permission.
It says it says you cannot start screen share while the other participant is sharing. There you go. Okay, we'll do it.
Fine, there you go.
All right.
There you go.
So this one just tickled me. If you can see it comes up, it's a guy in a hazmat suit, and it's who wants to buy one of these suits with me and run into a crowded supermarket screaming, "Which way did he go?"
Oh man, that one's funny because it's just dangerous.
And these are the thoughts that kept me out of the really good schools. Let's do this one. And I thought, and I think Brad Gruhat might be watching, but he had a similar version of this one that he put on my wall, I think, yesterday.
Oh, that's good.
Someone TP'd my house and it appraised for $850,000. It's just another.
Oh man. Oh, that's so good. I had another TP meme thing that I wanted to share, but I couldn't track it down beforehand. Somebody was so for the listening audience, that was somebody's house had been TP'd, and somebody said if you wanted to increase the value of your home, this is how you do it. But what I'd seen earlier was somebody shared a process of printing out a bunch of close-up shots of toilet paper rolls and then taped them all to their window so it looked like to their neighbor that they had an entire room filled with toilet paper. Which I thought would be
Lou,
funny.
if you can't laugh during the apocalypse, when can you laugh?
Yeah. Why don't you share a couple more if you've got them? I'm going to see if I can do this live production thing.
Yeah.
Specifically, I'm going to ask how many. Yeah.
My buddy sent this one to me today, and it just emphasizes the importance of punctuation.
Okay.
It says, "I'm giving up drinking for a month, period." Then it says, "Sorry, that came out wrong. I'm giving up, period, drinking for a month."
I love punctuation jokes.
Punctuation jokes. It's like Schrodinger's cat jokes for me. I really can't get enough. Here's another one. This one's just purely visual. I'm not even going to explain it. So if you're one of the lunatics that's listening later, you'll have to go find this. This has tickled me.
Yeah, this is pretty good. We might actually end up having to need show notes for this episode.
I think so. Can you put pictures in show notes?
I don't know. I'll talk to the internet masters to see what they have to say. So,
now this is my Facebook post today, and it's a little bit of an insight. It's not an insider, but it's a little bit of a reference between my wife and I. She loves Hawaiian pizza, and I am correct in thinking it tastes like coronavirus. And so I actually have been amused by not only by people posting, but by my own experience of when you go to a grocery store, what's actually available. You know, like we see, the run on, but all the tofu is there. Like if you're a vegetarian right now, you got no problems, pal.
Yeah, I mean that is the truth, because while I remarked on this yesterday that I've suddenly become aware of how much I do love frozen pizza again, or I was reminded of it. This week I resumed my typical diet, which is basically the same 3 meals every day, but the breakfast one has asparagus and broccoli that I cook every morning. And the inverse is true for the broccoli and asparagus for what is happening in the TP world right now. There's just asparagus and broccoli rotting on the shelves as we speak.
It seems appropriate to call it a glut.
Yeah, I'd say so. All right, let's see if I can share my screen here. Oops, I'm going to switch it before we move over to that. This is the one that I think most people who are watching probably already saw, but I definitely experienced this like 3-4 times last week. It's like, yeah. There's
a joke I'm working on. I'm workshopping it here with you that we're all going to have to lose the COVID-19 after this is over.
Yeah. Actually, so one of the people that I've really trusted in this whole matter is a guy that I'm a little bit of a super fan of. His name's Dr. Peter Attia, who helped me really understand why I do my diet. And he's a physician and a currently practicing physician. And he was on he was on Katie Couric's Instagram maybe 2 or 3 nights ago, and it was pretty fascinating to see that that conversation happen, and I'd recommend everybody check it out. Okay, so let's see. Let me just make sure. Oh God, I love this one. I love this one too because it's like. So
my cousin posted that one. I saw that one.
Oh man, I love these ones that kind of come across as political commentary, but I don't really even feel like this is necessarily political commentary as much as it is about it's just making light of it does go meta on the actual political commentary, right? And for the listening audience, this is a screenshot of a tweet that says, for the average American, the best way to tell if you have COVID-19 is to cough in a rich person's face and wait for their test results. Love it.
It's just because it's true, Lou. How come all these rich people can get coronavirus tests and, the rest of us are sitting around here in our underwear? I mean, pants.
Yeah. Do we need to do a pants check on the episodes here? Are we good?
No, that would not be advisable for any of our lovely lunatics.
So I tried using this oh great, now let's stop the share and maybe you can take back over. But I tried using this live producer thing where I shared a poll, but it doesn't look like it actually went out. I don't know, maybe somebody can put in the comments whether or not they saw the poll come through. And also, Melissa Beaning is asking if we've got a Facebook page for Punctuation Jokes Daily.
Oh, that's Melissa. It's coming. I actually just changed the one that I had selected because you mentioned poll.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Oh. We've talked about it.
This is one that wouldn't make the dad jokes page. It's a little
no, PG-13. But we did talk about yesterday how I think it's everybody's responsibility right now to do what they can to save the economy, and if nothing else, flatten the curve of the economy collapsing. And we specifically mentioned that small businesses, the self-employed, and the arts are the ones suffering the greatest.
And strippers are really all three.
Precisely. So let's not forget about the strippers. Yeah.
Let's see. I got another one here too. This one is kind of a combination meme. Before we had coronavirus memes, the meme universe was really excited about the death of Jeffrey Epstein, and I thought it was the internet's finest work, to be perfectly candid.
Yeah.
So,
and you might say that the Jeffrey Epstein memes just won't die. They're certainly not killing themselves.
We both had that one. I'll do one more and then I'll pass it back to you. This one got a lot of play on my Facebook page. For those who observe, it is the Christian season of Lent, which is 40 days where the faithful are supposed to pray, fast, and give alms, which is to say contribute. But by fasting, it's not just the physical food. You're supposed to give something up, and it's a very popular thing. People give up chocolate for Lent and things like that. So the meme here observes that I think I'm good this Lent. I've given up quite a bit.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. So Jacob, if you're still in the watch party here, sorry that you can't post pictures in the chat. That's that's disturbing.
I wish I could see. How are you able to see comments? Maybe nobody's leaving me comments. Hey, my watch party, do better. Give me comments.
Yeah, because we're running 3. Actually, we're running 4 simultaneous streams at least right now, which is your watch party, my watch party, the hotlou.com page, and the Evergreen page. But if nothing else, Jacob, maybe you can throw just a link in the chat, and I'll take a look at it. Oh man, sorry to hear about your trip, Kelly. I'm sorry it got canceled, but maybe the silver lining here. I've been saying silver lining for all of this stuff as if I think it's too generous. I think most of these things are going to be like copper linings, right? But maybe if anything, we're going to be looking at hopefully cheaper vacations for a little while. But obviously that's to be seen. So yeah. This one I absolutely love, Mike. Can you see my screen now?
Soon.
So this is too internet-y for you.
Yeah, I don't really get it.
This is like full meme. The joke here is that Fauci is standing behind Trump in like an ominous manner, and the soon is like he's preparing for whatever may be coming for him to take over or whatever. This is full on meme.
Wrong About Everything fans will maybe know that was the discussion among the Republicans back when Trump was a candidate. Was we all wrote him off as this sort of spectacle that would just sort of fizzle out. He'd get tired of his little game and go away, and the party would rally around somebody more credible. And so Brian McDaniel and I would our Democratic co-host would say, "Well, when's that going to happen?" And we just kept saying soon. So now it's just become a meme. It's become its own thing where,
yeah.
Just be patient. Yeah. It's going to be soon. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. This is the more ominous version of soon. Yours sound to be the more optimistic version of soon. So this one's not quite funny, but I was very proud of my socialism post about like a month ago, and that I thought before long we might hear Trump say, actually let them eat cake. But so this one isn't really funny, but I thought somebody put a ton of work into actually photoshopping Trump's face onto Marie Antoinette here. So this one wasn't nearly as funny, more social commentary. But this one I thought was funny. I don't know.
The cat.
The cat, like... And this is actually from the 1918 influenza pandemic. Yeah.
Oh, I can't call it the Spanish flu. That's right. No.
Yeah. Wikipedia can so far, but we'll see how that all shakes out. But yeah, this, I don't know. This one just, because I can't, you know what I like about this one? And this is for the listening audience. It's an old-timey photo from the 1918 pandemic. And it looks to be an entire family with like 4 children and a mother and a father, and just a photograph of them standing outside there. Some of them, 5 out of the 6 are dressed well, and the father is holding a cat, but all of them are wearing what look to be either homemade or purchased masks, and they actually have like a homemade mask put on the cat. And what I like about this is it looks real. Like, I don't think this is photoshopped. And if it were, there certainly wouldn't be like the zoomed in little thing in the corner. But I can't tell if it's like a joke. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if the family was like, hey, let's put a mask on Kitty because it would be funny to have that.
They weren't in on it?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like they are.
It could be. I don't know. I don't know what the sense of humor was in 1918, Lou.
Yeah, because the Marx Brothers were like the late 20s to the
20s, 30s, 40s. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could see this being like, this could be the first meme.
It could.
Did a pandemic actually help us find the first meme ever?
I mean, it often does. I find that most pandemics have that kind of creative capacity. I've got one that made me think of it, and I'm looking for it, but I can't. Can't find it right now. But I got a couple more, and then we should probably park this thing.
You can wrap up. Yeah. So, out of curiosity, did anybody who's watching any of the streams right now see the poll come up? I put out a poll asking people how many rolls of toilet paper they currently have. and there's no way for me to see if people responded or if it even went out. So if you could just leave a comment to say if you saw just a simple yes or no in the comments, tell me if you saw him. Hey, Peter's in the house.
Peter, my kid?
Yeah, he snuck in behind you, didn't he?
Well, I heard something. Yeah, my brain emits a chemical, Lou, that turns off children's noises.
Got it. Well, I also get confused because sometimes. Oh, here we go. Oh,
let's see. So this one's a little more political.
This one's
but it's
both sides.
It's both sides. It takes no prisoners.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I love this meme in general.
Yeah, me too. It was fascinating to see how quickly all of this manifested after we first heard the president say that, right? Like,
oh yeah.
It was within 20 minutes that I saw these sentiments like everywhere. It was pretty crazy.
There's got to be like meme factories somewhere, Lou, that just sit and crank this crap out. I mean, because some of them aren't very funny, but some of them are just outright brilliant. I put this one closer to the brilliant category. Let's see. I got a couple more here. Let's do. I don't want to be repetitive. This one's pretty awesome. I saw this one. My friend Mike Zipko posted this one.
Yeah. So for the listening audience, it's a photo of David Hasselhoff looking as Hasselhoffy as he can be, right?
Yeah, as only he can look. I mean, this is peak Hasselhoff. This is like 90.
It's 10 out of 10.
93. Yeah.
Not only is it peak Hasselhoff, it's peak Hasselhoff posing, right? This is a 10 out of 10. And the caption reads, "Now that we can't shake hands or come near each other, finger guns are coming back." And I'm pretty psyched about that. Yeah.
That's great.
Good old Hasselhoff stuff. Yeah. Well, it's also, here we go. Oh, man. So
in light of this crazy, are you watching this Tiger show on Netflix? What's it called? Tiger
King.
Tiger King. Thank you.
I went through the whole thing.
This show is wild. I mean, these people exist. Like these people are. These people are why coronavirus exists.
Well, that sounded a little bit like a threat. I'm not going to put words in your mouth.
No, I'm not speaking. I'm not coronavirus's spokesperson. I'm just saying.
You know what? I have to say, to get a little bit more serious for a second, have you seen that there are people calling this, and this is not, they're not using it ironically, they're calling the coronavirus the boomer remover.
Oh, that's just
like,
cold.
I cannot believe the callousness behind that. And there's, in one of these things, I want to actually share a couple of like YouTube videos too, of like some of the like absolute callous craziness that's, almost so absurd it does become a parody of itself. Like the conversation we had around, well, I don't need to get into that right now, but it's so weird that I'm forgetting the name of the law right now, but there's this weird internet law that describes, we're at a point right now where the things that you see on the internet it's indistinguishable to tell anymore whether it's parody.
Yeah. No, and that's, there is this interest, we're in this interesting moment where people are, I think correctly, concerned about foreign interference in our elections and stuff. But you see the kind of stuff that qualifies, the kind of memes they put out, and you kind of go, man, if you can't figure out that that's not legitimate, I don't know what planet you're on. But some of them are pretty sharp. I'll give them that.
Yeah. I mean, here it is right here. So it's called Poe's Law. It's an adage of internet culture stating that without clear indicator of the author's intent, it's impossible to create parody of extreme views so obviously exaggerated that it cannot be mistaken by some readers for sincere expression of the views being parodied. So,
without a winking smiley or utter blatant display of humor, it is utterly impossible to parody a creationist in such a way that someone won't mistake for the genuine article.
Yeah. So like the age of parody on the internet it has to like be so much different because you can't tell anymore, like, and you look at so I don't know if you saw, but the Tiger King episodes that I don't know if you've gotten to it yet, but the Tiger King, he actually appeared in Last Week Tonight, John Oliver's show on HBO. And they showed a couple of his campaign videos for the presidency. And at the time, I couldn't tell if it was real or not,
Oh my God.
And
I haven't gotten to that part
are.
in the show yet that he's running for president or was running for president.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell me, did he win?
Well, I'm not going to spoil any more of it. But yeah. So it looks like our poll did not show up on hotlou.com's feed. It didn't show up in really anything. So we have work to do to make the polls work. But
we're gonna get these things ironed out. Yeah.
And I'm figuring out how we can also stream, because I feel like four streams all in parallel isn't enough. I'm going to try to figure out how to make sure it goes to YouTube and LinkedIn as well. Because I'm really enjoying this, and I'm getting text messages from people that they're enjoying it too. So
yeah, same. And we enjoy bringing it to you. I mean, this is again, as Abraham Lincoln said, what the hell else are we doing?
I like this.
I'm sharing I think it was my last meme, but it's very appropriate. 8th day of self-isolation, and it's like Vegas in my house. We're losing money by the minute. Cocktails are acceptable at any hour, and nobody knows what time it is.
I saw an awesome one that I'm not going to search for right now, but I think it was Kevin Thompson who shared it, that said, "This is for anybody who needs it. Today is Friday." And you know what? I genuinely didn't know what day it was when that showed up. So it was
oh God.
helpful.
We're referring to this whole endeavor as March 63rd.
Yeah, I like that, because you didn't even explain it. You just threw it in a text, and then I started being like, "Is that a typo?" And I was like, "No, oh, that's a joke. I get it now."
No,
yeah,
I don't make mistakes, Lou.
I know. You know what I like about that Vegas meme too? I don't know if you've seen it over and over, but a really common one that I'm seeing now is a bunch of screenshots of people playing poker where the currency is toilet paper. And hearkening back to about 2 minutes ago when we were talking about Poe's Law, I saw another one where the currency was healthcare worker masks, and that was another one that I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if it was real or parody.
That one's not funny. I mean, it's darkly funny. No, dark humor.
But that's what I mean. Is like it was impossible to tell if it was parody. Or because, and that might have been the intent of the creator, right? They might have said, "Oh, I've got this really funny parody," and then they put it out on the internet. And when I saw it, like, the context was that this is where things have become, but we don't know that the intent wasn't parody. Yeah, it's funny how we go through these cycles now compared to, I'd say, the last crisis and only crisis in our life that compares to this, which is 9/11. And Bill Burr has kind of an amazing joke surrounding how, we're probably only a couple of years away from people like throwing 9/11 mattress sales, right? Where, at the time it was an incredibly
that
somber...
would have, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that would have been sacrilege, but now it's turned into, something. It's far less dark than it once was.
Yeah, and it was somber for a very long time, and right now I feel like we've kind of gone through that cycle in like what took months even 20 years ago. We've gone through in like a week. Yeah.
Well, so everything's on an accelerated timeline.
Yeah.
I mean, just everything moves so fast. We used to, back in 9/11 in politics, we used to joke or I didn't joke. We used to refer to the 24-hour news cycle. that news could come and go in 24 hours. And now it's more like a 30-second news cycle. I was listening to a podcast, can't remember which one, but just for a frame of reference, literally, and this might have been a week ago. But at that time, so literally 6 weeks ago, we were still doing impeachment.
Mm-hmm. Well, that occurred to me.
Which was the biggest news story that could possibly happen.
Well, I was thinking about the Super Bowl, and it feels like the Super Bowl happened 10 years ago, and it's been 7 weeks, six and a half weeks, right?
It's 7 weeks, I think.
Man. Yeah. Well, hope you enjoyed this, today's hotlou happy hour. And I think we're going to be doing a little bit more of this because Mike and I have a meme addiction that right now we're suffering alone through it. Thankfully, we have digital media and social media to share it. But
send us some of your favorites. I'm sure I haven't completed the internet yet, but I'm close. I mean, I'm like 95% done with the internet. So there's still some nooks and crannies out there.
Man, I mean, how crazy this one was. I can't wait for the sequel, right? Can we even handle the sequel to the internet?
Oh man, I can't wait to see what it is.
Yeah, let's not think about it. All right.
Quick update. I don't remember if I said this on the show or not, but we're going to leave here in just a few minutes, and we're driving up to a place in Hopkins called 30 Bales, and it's apparently owned by the people who used to own the Big Ten, which was a great restaurant on the campus of the U, and they've brought back pieces of the Big Ten menu. So we're going up to get the Big Ten turkey sandwiches and wings.
Love it.
I'm all about supporting local businesses, and I will definitely continue to do that here in Jordan. But I mean, Big Ten sandwiches, come on.
Yeah. If I can say it again, do everything everybody can to support our local businesses, the arts, if you've got the means to do it. Yesterday you said flatten out the curve to kind of talk about it. And I was kind of stewing on that. I think we're talking about flattening out the trough with that, in a way, because the curve goes down, and there's plenty of people here participating and watching that I think can help in a handful of ways. And if you've got the means to do it, and that isn't necessarily driving to a town nearby to support a local business. Tons and tons of them are selling gift cards that aren't open right now. So do whatever you can to do that. So
absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in to March 25th's hotlou happy hour. Apologies to everybody on the podcast listening.
Yeah, we joke. We don't joke. We're serious about referring you to the show notes, but on this one, it's basically required reading.
Yeah. Presuming our show note writer gets to it at any point.
What else is he doing?
Yeah, well, there is a fair amount of truth to that. All right, well, thanks for tuning in to the hotlou happy hour, everybody. I am your host, hotlou.
And I am going to get Big Ten Sammys, Mike Franklin.
We'll talk to you next Tuesday.